Hey, we're back on Nook Tits. Pause, because this video requires context. As you can see, we're back on Nook Tits, where my original plan was to build a giant lake. But before I did that, I kicked out Amelia. I'm so sorry to Julia, but honestly, I have a dreamies list. There's 4 more villagers left, and I would much rather have those villagers over Amelia anyways. She was gonna have to go, so what can you do? But after that, I decided to build the lake once again, and I ended up doing that, and I think it looks really great. But before I decided to decorate the lake, I wanted to just quickly go on a villager hunt to see if I can find one of my 4 dreamies. And as you can tell by the title of the video, things took a turn. So join me on what I would consider my longest villager hunt that I've ever done before. It literally took 3 whole days, starting off with island number 1, which, believe it or not, you guys, didn't have a dreamy on it. That is Octavian. So I'm just gonna move on. Let's just immediately move on, girl. There's like no point spending too much time on islands, because this island specifically, like Nook Tits, girl, I use treasure islands with here, so I don't need to grind for anything. Who is this? Oh. I thought that was Maddie for a second. I was like, none of my dreamies are orange. I didn't think, like, he wasn't orange. He didn't look like orange from far away. Mr. Sheldon, I know you, and I know what you've done. You will own up to your crimes one day, sir. I don't know. There's just something. That's Mallory. I don't care. Nan. I love her, but she is not for me. She's not on this island. Also, damn it. I only have 9 tickets left. It's the fact that, like, I've been having such good luck with finding villagers on this island, and then I had to go and mess around with my own luck a few months ago with that stupid villager hunt video, and now I'm facing the wrath. I'm facing the punishment. This is what I get for screwing with the universe. Now they're gonna make it harder for me to find dreamies. The fact that I haven't found a dreamie since that video, I fear it's going to be hard. I fear I'm going to end up using amiibos. I already forgot what number island this is, but just know we now have 8 tickets left. And we're about to have 7 tickets left. It's a mountain island. The game is now making me climb. And I know if I just don't have my ladder in my inventory, I don't get the mountain islands. But there's a part of me that likes the mountain islands, you know? I like... Is that Clay? Oh, I like Clay. My baby. He's not a dreamy though, which is so annoying, so I can't take him. But I like that build up, you know? I like that you're not able to see the villager right away and you actually have to go up and look. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not, but there's still that adrenaline and that excitement that comes with climbing up there, and I think that's just what it is. That's why I like these islands. Honestly, if every island was a mountain island, that would make things even more fun for me, because it's like, it's almost like a blind box. There's a bottle right over here. Let's start this off by getting this bottle. I don't want to see who the villager is yet. Who's in this bottle? Barbara. Okay. And it's a recipe I don't already know. So hopefully this is a villager that I want. 2 good things. Barbara's a cool villager. The wooden music box recipe is cool. Is the villager also cool? It's Ike, who is cool. It's just not a dreamy. How many Nook miles do I have? Let's just prepare now. Okay, I have 35,000. I have 35,000 Nook miles on this island since when? How do I have so many? See, that's how you know. It's not even because, like, you can say, oh, wow, you've been playing the game, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I don't think I've spent those Nook miles on anything monumental. So I feel like those are all just the Nook miles that I've had possibly since the beginning of the game, or at least since this year. Like, I am not buying things on this island. I'm using treasure islands for sure to get all the Nook miles items. I might do some shopping here and there with them, but like, for the most part, girl, I am not spending my Nook miles. Those are all just racked up from the beginning of this game, which, like, speaking of... The fact that it's only 35,000, like, if I wasn't spending any of my Nook miles, you'd think I would have more than 35,000. Can this please be a dreamy? Please, please, we're on Sister Fruit Island. Is that Queenie? 5 more tickets plus, what is 35 divided by 2? 17. 17 more tickets after that. I mean, like, I guess that could be fun, but do I really want to sit here and buy 17 tickets in a row? Absolutely not. So Wilbur, Orville, please, please, I know you have tracking devices on every single villager out there. You can fly me to exactly where Dobie is. I know you have the ability to do that. And for some reason, he's just not taking me to him. He's just not. There is a part of me that worries because I'm pretty sure I visited Fallbrook. No, I was going to be like, I visited Fallbrook, but I got Gonzo before. I should have just taken him, man. I honestly should have just taken him. But like at the same time, there is a part of me that's worried that like Dobie might be in my queue. And that's the reason. I don't want to go through my queue though, girl. At that point, it's like, what do I do? It's like they have to. I just don't know. I have 3 tickets left. That's Angus. He's fun. He's cute. He's so Guy Fieri coded. But I don't want Guy Fieri on my island. I want Maddie. Maddie, Coco, Dobie, Gonzo. One of those 4. And they will show up on the next island. Shari is so Nook Tits coded. So Nook Tits coded. She was literally on a previous Nook Tits island, but like justice for Shari, honestly. I do love her genuinely. She's one of my favorite sisterly villagers in the game. I'd love to take her, but like I said, not on this island. We all know this. I've never done a Dreamies list before. This is the first island where I've done it. And like, I actually want to commit to it. I want to commit to it full time. I'm not stopping until I get the 4 remaining villagers that I need on my island. Granted, I might have to stop in a bit because I'm running out of Nook Miles tickets, but I'm not going to think about that right now. I'm not going to think about that because I'm just going to move on to the next island where one of my 4 Dreamies will be on. Watch. So when I said next island, I actually meant the next island that I'm heading to right now. Not this current island that I'm on, because this island is no longer the next island. The next island is now going to be the next island. So this island that I'm about to head to right now, not the next island, Orville, Wilbur, this island will have a Dreamy. Oh, and they love the theatrics too. They heard me. They know I love the mountain island. They want to give me that adrenaline rush. It's not just Stella. It's Stella. I do love Stella. Stella's my sister's favorite villager. Are you not hearing me? Is that the issue? Do you just not hear me? How about I make you hear me? I want Dobie. I was going to whack him some more, but honestly, girl, nah, let's just move to the next island because they will be on this next island. Oh my God, I'm out of tickets. I didn't even notice that was my final freaking ticket too. Why didn't y'all tell me? I have more than enough miles, so like, let's just take a brief intermission and just grind for more tickets. I think to be safe, and also because I really don't want to sit here for another like 10 minutes or whatever, I'm going to just do 5 tickets just because like you never know. What if I end up getting 17 tickets and then Dobie, Gonzo, Kiki or Coco or Papa or Poo-Poo, whoever the I'm looking for at this point because I'm getting so damn annoyed. Okay, now you're just pissing me off. No shade to you, Plucky. You're cool. I like you. But like, mama, for every island that doesn't have one of my Dreamies, you're going to get a whacking. Starting now. That's another island with a villager who's not one of my Dreamies. Wilbur, this is for you. I think the lesson that I'm going to take away from this island, no more Dreamies lists. No more Dreamies lists, girl. I will no longer be having Dreamies. And of course she shows up again while I'm making this fucking discussion. Like, girl, I want you so bad on my island. It's the fact that I actually want her so bad, but I'm not taking her because I'm stubborn as hell and I'm committing. I'm committing to the OG Dreamies list that I came up with because this is supposed to be the Angry Coconut All-Stars Island. Oh my God. I don't even want to look at him. He's pissing me off. The fact that I had Gonzo before, but I got so annoyed because he showed up on ticket number 6 and I wanted to go on a really long villager hunt. I should have just taken him. I don't remember if I ended up finding a Dreamy on that villager hunt. I'm pretty sure I just ended up finding Amelia instead, which, like, no shade to Amelia. I love her down, but like, girl, the fact that we're now here and she's off the island goes to show how irrelevant she ended up being. We are here. I'm pretty sure this is the final island of the current stack that I have. Wilbur, shut the up so I can check my top pockets. Yeah, okay. No more tickets. Kevin Bacon, girl, for no particular reason, you're getting a whacking too. Oh, no, you're getting a whacking. Boom. Oh, she didn't even flinch. Girl, flinch. Thank you. I now once again have 5 more tickets. Well, technically 4 more. And don't piss me off. Oh, that's Mira. I thought that was Chatter for a second and I'm like, girl, no, not today. Not today. This island will have one of my dreams. Is that? Oh, don't piss me off. You're so fucking brave for showing your face right now. No, you better walk away. I can already tell that that is not a person worth my time. Wilbur, turn around and bend over. I'm gonna whack you once again. Boom. Who? I don't even have any words for that. Girl, take me to the next island. Is there even any point? No, there's no point. I saw who that was. I'm gonna come back another day. And I'm gonna finish this then, because girl, I can't. It's the next day and I'm in a much better mood now. I think it was just because yesterday I was just like, I didn't go in intending on villager hunting, and like, because I ended up doing it kind of spontaneously, I was just not prepared. I was not mentally prepared for the madness, but now I'm back. It's the next day IRL and we're gonna continue this villager hunt. And you guys, don't worry, I've come prepared. We're gonna just head straight to the airport and head to the first island. Actually, I should probably put some of these tickets away, but now that that's out of the way, I currently have 100 Nook miles in my pockets, and we're just gonna head to the first island of the day and hope that there's a Dreamy on said island. This island is chopped, Central confirmed. Chopped and unk. Chopped and unk on this island. Wilbur, how dare you? I was at my lowest point last night with you, which in game, it's technically like an hour ago. You saw me at a low point, and this, after I did some healing and came back, this is what you bring me to? Really? Really? Does it look like I want to see Chopped and unk right now? Chopped and unk number 2? The Dodo twins. Honest to God, I really hope in the next Animal Crossing game, I hope these 2 are shelved. I hope they get the pelican treatment. Get rid of them. They're pissing me off too much. I do actually wonder though, genuinely, do we think the Dodo Airlines are gonna be in it? Because the thing is, with every Animal Crossing game, they don't usually do the same mode of transport twice in a row. Like the first game was the train, and then they did taxi, bus, and then they did the train again, but that was just to be like a nod to the GameCube game. It wasn't like anything too crazy. And then in this game, they have planes. First of all, what do we think the mode of transport is gonna be in the new game? Because that's like a staple feature of every Animal Crossing game. They have a unique mode of transportation. They're not gonna do planes again. I would be surprised if they did. Maybe they would do magic carpets, since Boris here gives magic carpet vibes to me. But like, yeah, I do wonder, they can't do planes. I would be surprised, because I think my theory still with the game is that it is going to be a lot similar to New Horizons, in the sense that it's gonna essentially be like New Horizons mixed with Pocket Camp. Like, I've already said this so many times, I feel like you're gonna be able to access multiple worlds, multiple different biomes, things like that. And like a plane would make the most sense for a mode of transport, but like They can't do a plane again. They did a plane in this game. If they do a plane in the next game, it's gonna be so boring. I want them to try something else. Technically, there's already boats because you have Cap'n, but like, that would actually be so fun if like instead, because Cap'n was the person who introduces you to the game in City Folk and Wild World. Oh my god. Oh my god, I thought it was him. I thought it was him. It would be a fun nod to have Cap'n be the first person you meet once again and have him take you on his boat from the airport, from the mainland to your island, and essentially have Cap'n be your mode of transport. No shade, but I feel like they should have went with Cap'n in the first place instead of the Dodo twins. No shade to the Dodo twins. Aside from my personal beef every time I villager hunt, they are pretty cool. But like Cap'n's boat would have made more sense. I feel like for this game, it's like you take the boat from this island to Harv's, you take the boat from Harv's to your friends and Happy Home Paradise. Maybe they could do something like that in the next game. Maybe a boat. A boat could be fun. I think a boat might be the most possible thing. I don't know. That's just something I was thinking about. Anyways, today, like I said, we are villager hunting once again. I think we're about to head to island number 4 already. Bamboo Island, how fun. I remember the days when like Bamboo Islands used to feel so monumental every time I came on here. It's like, yes, I love the bamboo. And now I'm just kind of like so bored by it, the same way I'm bored every time I see Jacob here. Like, no shade, it's still a great island, still a great villager. It just doesn't excite me as much as it used to. Especially because like, aren't Bamboo Islands technically the most common island in the game? Like, you have the highest chance of getting them like as an individual island. You know, the only reason why it doesn't feel common is because the combined probability of every other island is still greater than the Bamboo Island. So like technically, even though this is the most common island, you still have a greater chance of visiting a different island in comparison to the Bamboo Island. But individually, you have a higher chance of getting to the Bamboo Island than say like Money Rock Island, something like that. The concept of me constantly saying I hate villager hunting and yet I'm still doing it. Girl, I'm still doing it, and for what? Like, at this point, it would just make more sense for me to get the amiibos. Like, I've thought about that, and honestly, if worst comes to worst, I might just end up getting like custom made amiibos and just doing that. I think that's gonna be more so towards like the end of decorating, but for the time being, I still have this entire month. So if I could find a dreamy, preferably on this island, that would be great. Happy December. It's the final month of the year. And you guys, like the day I'm recording this, it's December 3rd. Everybody's like Spotify wrapped, YouTube wrapped, everything is coming out. First of all, shout out to and thank you to everybody who's sharing that like I'm on their top 5. Fun fact, I'm on my own top 5 as well. No, I'm kidding. I actually haven't looked at my YouTube recap yet. Should we do that right now? By 2025 YouTube recap, who are my top 5 channels? I just want to see right here. Oh my gosh, guys. Smosh Pit's number 1, Smosh Games is number 2, Gen X Pen is number 3, Dead Meat is number 4, and then Smosh Cast is number 5. Shout out to Smosh. Smosh really took over my life this year. Also shout out to Jen. People have been slowly noticing the amount of Jen references I've been making in videos lately. Like, y'all need to know, I f with Gen X Pen heavy. Like, everybody needs to know this about me. I've been a part of Gen X Pen Nation since before she started streaming on Twitch. Baby, I was following her since like 2014. I've been here through the thick and the thin with her. So like the fact that now she's on Twitch and like streaming and doing gaming content, of course I'm sad. Of course I'm following along. And then Dead Meat as well. Shout out to Dead Meat. Shout out to James A. Janice. And then Smosh. Like obviously Smosh is, I'm sure for a lot of people, like at least three Smosh channels are in their top thing, because that's just how that like works, you know? You don't just watch Pit, you don't just watch games, you don't just watch the cast, you watch like, you know, from things from each channel because they upload on those channels every week, blah, blah, blah. On to like Spotify / Last.fm Wrapped. I looked at it before. My top artist of the year, I feel like y'all can guess who it is. It's the same diva every single year, and it has been since like 2020 at this point, guys. Of course it's Charlie. Like, duh, Charlie's #1. Let me just see on Spotify real quick. Let me see who it is. Can y'all see? It's Charlie XCX, Remy Wolf is #2, Kali Uchis #3, Lord #4, and then John Bellion #5, which, like, I do love John Bellion, and I do love Avery over here as well. He did release a new album this year, but I'll be honest, like, it wasn't really for me. I would say I feel like it's more reminiscent of like his mixtape eras, the early days, which, like, I liked those mixtapes, but again, compared to the albums were more my speed. And I feel like Father Figure as a whole, still a good album. Obviously, like, I don't hate the album. It's still good. It's just not like at the same level that like Glory Sound Prep is for me. Glory Sound Prep will still be my favorite album from him. Kali Uchis and Remy Wolf, especially Remy Wolf, they really dominated this year for me. Remy Wolf, I think, is the biggest gag because, like, she didn't release anything this year at all. Like, I was just, because I discovered her last year with Big Ideas. So, like, this year I was, like, going through and, like, actually combing through her discography. Guys, Juno, her debut album, is so good, especially the deluxe. My song of the year, my most streamed song, was Cake from that album. I really like that. I really like that album so much. I am officially a Remy Wolf stan. I'm sad. I'm here for her. Oh my God. Oh, it's my man. My man from an alternate universe. Julian. I've had him in New Horizons, right? I feel like I had him and I always forget if I did, but I'm pretty sure I did. But he's forever and always going to be my man in New Leaf, okay? Julian is that boy, truly. But I mean, like, on the topic of like music and stuff, it's safe to say for me, like, now that we're in December, there's not really like any more releases that I'm looking forward to. Personally, I don't know of any unless there's like a surprise drop, but like nobody's usually surprise dropping albums in December, so I think we'll be fine. My albums of the year, can I be so honest? I feel like so many people were saying that 2025 was like such a boring year for music, but like, not me though. I had a fun year listening to music for sure. Mainstream music was where it was boring, obviously, especially compared to like last year, 2024. Oh my God, Apollo. Whitney, girl, that's your ex. That's your ex, man. Margie, that's your competition. I think mainstream music definitely wasn't as strong compared to last year. I feel like a lot of the more mainstream artists that released this year, while not a horrible, at least the ones that I listen to, I don't usually talk about people I don't listen to. Like, let's just get that out of the way. If I'm talking about an album on this channel, it's because I like it. It's not because I hate it. It's not because I didn't listen. Like, I'm only talking about music that I like. So like, for me, you know, mainstream artists that released this year who I like, they were fine. I've listened to everything that dropped and I'm like, yeah, this is cute. This is fun. It's not as fun as last year. I either like it or love it, or I'm just kind of like, yeah, you know, like, if it's not for me, it's not for me. I just move on. Maybe in the future it'll grow. There's definitely been some albums like that for me this year. Maybe in the future I'll just realize that I don't need to like it and I can just move on to something that I actually do like, which is mostly what happens. My personal albums of the year, I definitely don't have like a single top choice, that's for sure. There were still a lot of strong options. Before I get to my top 4, because I definitely have rounded it down to a top 4, at least like some honorable mentions. First of all, who's on this island? Okay, I gotta start off with my diva, Miss Pink Pantheress. Technically, Fancy That is not an album, but like, I have been talking about her basically all year. Like, y'all know I love Pink Pantheress. Fancy That is such an excellent mixtape. I highly recommend anybody who's into like that early 2000s vibe, especially if you're British. That album is so British. I'm not like super familiar with British music, but even I was able to recognize some of those samples. Illegal, Blowing Up makes sense. I feel like that song was intended to blow up, especially with that intro. And like, I'm not surprised that it's the most streamed. It's definitely in my like top 4 from that album, but like, my favorite song will forever and always be Girl Like Me. Girl Like Me is the best song off that album. Easily. Who is on this island? Oh God, girl, get some damn help. The remix album was also so good. Nice to Know Ya with the Sugar Babes. Oh, That song was so good. That, I think, has become my favorite remix out of all of them. And then there's also Stateside with Zara Larsson. Yes. And then another album that I definitely think stood out to me this year was Rose Gray's Louder Please. It came out all the way back in January. It feels like it came out so long ago at this point, but like that album has honestly aged so well, especially listening to it in the summertime. Like, ugh. That is an excellent debut album. And then once again, remixes. This also had a remix album, which like, guys, the cover for the remix album is so big brained. The fact that it's basically the exact same thing, but instead of on a beach, it's on a mountain. Oh, she's definitely somebody to look out for. I feel like, especially with like dance pop and like the more club inspired dance pop breaking its way into the mainstream, like, I could see her having a really good time. I think the remixes for me, a lot of them were good, but like overall, I think I still prefer the standard album to the remixes. The remixes are fun, but like they aren't necessarily something that I go back to the way I would with like Pink Panthers, for example. And I will never ever go back to T-Bone. Baby, I've never went to him to begin with. You think I'd want to go to him again? Another excellent debut that came out this year though, came out back in September. That's Showbiz by Jade. And the deluxe comes out tomorrow. Oh, I'm so ready. I'm so ready. That is actually such a good album. Jade absolutely ate. I think my one issue though, who the hell are you, Miss Patty? Patty Pam Pam. Okay. My one issue though is like the track list, the order specifically. And I think like Jade even herself said like that's not what she would have done. It's what the label made her do. You know, like that's the one thing I would change. But other than that, like the album, the songs are all hits. I think the songs are all so great. My favorite song is Lip Service. Choke Enough, Okay Lou. I talked about it before. It's still an excellent album. The deluxe came out recently too, and I loved all the deluxe tracks, especially the one with FKA Twigs. Yeah, I still love the vibes. I still love the overall feel to it. Celia's cute as well, but she's not a damn dreamy, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, I fear it's gonna take me so damn long. I didn't even realize I already blew through another stack. Holy shit. I'm already halfway through the second stack, girl. Oh my gosh, me talking about music. This is still the honorable mentions. I have so many honorable mentions this year. It's actually wild. That's what I'm saying. It's like, even though music in the mainstream space wasn't as exciting, I feel like a lot of the more smaller artists this year really had like their time to shine. It's almost similar to like 2023, almost like 2023 was another year where like mainstream wise, I think aside from like Olivia Rodrigo, like there's not really an album that like sticks out to me. I guess Boy Genius, but you wouldn't really consider them mainstream though, right? Like Olivia really was the only like major mainstream artist. Oh, and Doja actually. I still think Scarlett was a good album. She released an album this year too. I'll be honest, I have not gone back to that album. I didn't even write it down. I have not gone back to that album though since. Like, I don't know, it was fine. It was just not, I don't know. I don't think it was as exciting for me as the other albums were. So not to harp on that for too long. What's another album that I have written down? Eusexua by FKA Twigs. And then also Afterglow. Technically they are sister albums, but I feel like they should have been their own projects. Like I really wish she waited to release Afterglow next year and just have it kind of be like its own era and not really attached to Eusexua. But other than that, I still think Eusexua, the original version that came out back in like January, I think that album is so strong. That album is so good. I loved it. Virgin, of course, Miss Lord came back with a bang. That's another album that I really liked. I went to the Virgin concert. I went to that show. You guys, that show was so good. Oh, one more. Wishbone, Conan Gray. Honestly, I would say that's his best album to date. It's way better than Super Rake for me. It's easily his strongest album when it comes to like songwriting as well, because like I think, you know, his shtick when it came to like Super Rake specifically was like love songs from someone who's never dated. Even though those were cute and fun, it was very clear that Conan is a lot stronger of a songwriter when he's actually writing from personal experiences. Like for example, Family Line, like that song is very, very good and very strong because like he actually felt the emotions that he's singing about. So there's like an actual like oomph, like you can feel it when he's singing, when he's writing about it. And Wishbone is an album that's like fully about his experiences, his personal experiences. And I feel like that's why the songwriting on it was just so much stronger, so much stronger. I also really like the sound, this kind of like indie-esque vibe that he went with. It's kind of what I expected him to do after Super Ache, you know, like so like I'm living for it. I think it's his strongest album. I think this album is the one that he needs to kind of work off of with the next projects. Like if he evolves in this vibe and this sound, he will make it. He will be strong. Hashtag those people will stop clowning on him specifically. Like, it's so annoying being a Coda Gray stan because like the girls love to make fun of him when it comes to his music, which like granted, there are certain songs that I can see why they're pissed, but like you just gotta look past those, just like you do with like any mainstream artist. He has good music, especially on this album. I think this is a good album to start with, especially if you're trying to get into Conan Gray. It's his strongest album for sure. I really loved it. Yeah, I would love to go see him in February, but like, holy shit, the resale for those damn tickets are insane. Why are they charging $2,000 for the pit? Girl, oh my God, it's Judy. Judy honestly throws me off every time I see her because like her color palette specifically, like, I don't know why, it just feels so uncanny for Animal Crossing. Like, it makes sense in New Horizons. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. It makes sense in New Horizons, but like, I think when you just think about the older games, like she could never work in the older games. The like, what is it called? Like the blending, the fact that it fades from purple to blue. This is the only game so far where they're able to like do that. They can't do that in any other game because it's just gonna look so off. And like, it makes me so excited for the next game because now that they're actually able to do more complex villager designs, like I want to see what they do in the next game. I want to see how the villagers are going to end up looking. They might look a little uncanny at first, but I'm still excited. I'm still curious for sure. Okay, my damn top 4. Like I said, no particular order, so I'm just gonna list them alphabetically, starting off with number 1. This is not an album that I've talked about on the channel, and I don't think I've ever like, I only discovered her over the summer. It's called I Love My Computer by Nina Geraci. Yeah, that's a fun album. That is what I think of when I think like a fun EDM, fun electronic music. Like that's the vibe. That's the vibe. And this is her debut. This is her debut album and it was so, so good. It's so like, I hear exactly the eras that she's referencing in this album because like, it's kind of the same era that I grew up in. I Googled it. We're the same age, me and her. We're both born in 99. So like, I can tell she's very nostalgic for like that late 2000s, early 2010 vibes on the internet. And like, I feel nostalgic for those days too. And like, it's just like this album works so perfectly. There's a song on there called iPod Touch. That's my song of the summer. I'll say it now. I think I said before that the Subway was song of the summer. I still hold thoughts. Is that Muffy? Oh. And like, again, I know exactly the era of the internet that she's referencing throughout the album. Like it's very 2010, very 2010 to 2012 specifically. Like the photos that are included in the album and like the overall aesthetic of the album. First of all, the album cover. That album cover is crazy, but I love it. I think it's a perfect album cover to like fully encapsulate the vibe and the sound. And like, yeah. Overall, I really like it. iPod Touch, one of the best songs to come out of this year. Shout out to the iPod Touch, honestly. I don't know where mine is. I had the iPod Touch 4. Y'all remember the iPod Touches though? They need to bring those back. I mean, there's no point in bringing them back now though, because I feel like smartphones have evolved so much. But like essentially for people who don't know, they were basically iPhones, but without the SIM card. So like it made more sense to give those to kids instead. Like that's why a lot of kids had them. I had one when I was a kid. I think I was like 12 years old when I got it. Lucy, okay. Lucy LaDuca, shout out to her. Ugh, I missed the iPod Touch. But yeah, overall, that's album number 1. Album number 2 came out recently. It's Lux by Rosalia. That album only came out like a month ago, and that's like, it's already safe to say that's one of the albums of the year for me. And so many people agree. 15 languages. She sung in 15 different languages in the album. Like, obviously she sung in Catalina and she sung in Spanish because, like, duh, she's from Spain. And then she also sung in English. She sung in French, German, Ukrainian, Arabic, I'm pretty sure, Japanese. We really need to normalize orchestras in pop albums. Once again, we need to bring them back. We need to bring them back. I love a good orchestra. Is it the London Music Symphony? I think that's the name of the group she worked with throughout the album. So strong. Berheim, that's how you say it, right? Berheim, that was the lead single. I think that's one of the best songs on the album too. My personal favorite, what is it called though? It's, I think, like the third last or the second last song. Wait, I'm gonna try to pronounce it. La Rumba del Perdón. If that's how you say it. That's my favorite song off the album for sure though. But like, it's a strong album. I loved it. Rosalia in general, I think, is just truly an artist. Truly. She has Bjork on the album. She got to work with Bjork. I loved Motomami, obviously, as people know. And like, I think this was an excellent step up. And the fact that like it's a completely different sound for her as well compared to Motomami, at least I know it's a lot similar to like what she was doing before. It's just so good. Overall, like, it was just such a good album. The way I didn't even acknowledge that Rocket was on this island. Girl, I'm just trying to blow through these tickets until I see a damn Dreamy at this point. This is, Diva, like, we're going back to my roots with this Villager Hunt. I'm just talking about whatever today. The Villager Hunt is just background video while I yap. The next album, this is an album that I've spoken about before. Spoken, is spoken a word? I don't think spoken is a word. Sincerely by Kali Uchis. I love this album. I've talked about it before already, so like, you know, I'm not gonna harp too long on it, but I do love this album. I think it's Kali's best album. Not since Isolation. It's better than Isolation for sure. Isolation was always my favorite album from her, but like, this album tops it. Production wise, it is so excellent. I think it's the same with like all of these albums. Like, the production really is why I love all 4 of these albums that I'm mentioning right now. That's why these 4 are my albums of the year. All 3 of the albums that I've said so far, girl, get the f out of my face. I don't want to look at you ever again. One thing that I love about I Love My Computer, Lux, and Sincerely, and then the next album, even though not every song has a transition in between, the album still flows so nicely. It's especially apparent in I Love My Computer. Like, there's rarely any transitions throughout the album, but it feels like there are, because that's just how seamless it goes from one song to the next. Like, it genuinely feels like these people put care into the sequencing and actually making an album, you know, and that's just why I love it. And it's the same with Sincerely. Sincerely has like transitions between the songs, but the overall production, it's just so dreamy, so ethereal. Like, you can envision the room that Kali Uchis is in. My favorite song is still Breeze, but also shout out to Angels All Around Me. That's a really good song. I think that's like one of the more popular songs off the album too. Popular for a reason, because honestly, it does hit. It hits so hard. And yeah, like, overall, I love that album. I don't really care for Octavian though, but I think like the final album that I'm going to mention, to nobody's surprise, it's Ethel Cain. It's Willoughby Tucker. Willoughby Tucker, I'll Always Love You. I think it's also Ethel's best album. The fact that she released 2 albums this year is crazy. Ethel Cain truly had a crazy year. Genuinely, like, but the music, I can't make the music not bop. Like, the music was bopping. Perverts, the concept of an album called Perverts is still crazy, but like, it was also a really good album. It's so different to like things that I'm used to listening to, but I still really love it. Amber Waves is one of the strongest songs of the year for me as well. But like, on Willoughby Tucker, you have Waco, Texas. You have Dust Bowl, which like, obviously those demos have been circling around for so long and I've heard them, but they still sound so much better on the album. Dust Bowl specifically was the song that I was the most excited for, and I think she did it justice. I think the official version sounds way better. The freaking switch up, the fact that it just becomes so much more dynamic. I didn't expect that. My first listen, I was actually gagged. I was on the train. Girl, I was on the train listening to it and I gasped. It was actually kind of embarrassing. Is that Rooney? Feet Shoes. If I had to recommend one song off this album though, it would be Janie. Honestly, I think Janie is low-key the most underrated song It's still real, like it's still, people love it, but like I think more people are just so focused on Dust Bowl, they're focused on Waco, and then also the two singles, Nettles and F Me Eyes, that like they're not paying Janie enough dust. And I think Janie is one of the stronger songs on the album. It is so excellent. It's the first song too, it's the intro, and I think it just does a great job introducing the sound of the album, the production. The production on this album is so strong. And hear me out for this, but like honestly, one thing this album proves to me is that FLK needs to be on the Hunger Games soundtrack. She doesn't need to have the lead song. I just need to see her in the Hunger Games soundtrack. I feel like FLK is very Hunger Games coded. Like, do y'all get it? Do y'all like walk with me? Like, y'all see the vision, right? Who is on this damn island? Oh, it's Mary. Oh. I was about to cuss her off, but I actually do like Mary. But you're not one of my dreamies, babes, so I'm not going to take you. Oh my god, wow. I'm already about to finish this third stack. Okay. Wow. 3 stacks almost, and not a single dreamy yet. Where's Gonzo? Like at least Gonzo showing up would be okay because he's shown up before. Gonzo has shown up before, so he has to show up again. I saw Octavian twice in this damn video. Octavian I've seen too many times already. Like, speaking of Hunger Games though, guys, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for Sunrise on the Reaping. Fun fact about me, you guys, I love the Hunger Games. I genuinely do. It's one of my favorite franchises. I feel like every millennial and older Gen Z who grew up in like the late 2000s, early 2010s, they're like attached to that one specific franchise. It's either Twilight, Harry Potter, or Hunger Games. I'm Hunger Games through and through. Hunger Games through and through. It's the best one of the 3. This might come as a shock to people, but like I'm not a fan of either Twilight or Harry Potter. Not because I don't like them, but more so because like I just never got into them. Harry Potter I think is the more shocking one. First of all, J.K. Rowling. Let's just get that out of the way. That's the main reason why I will never get into Harry Potter as an adult now. But like I remember being a kid, girl, everybody loved Harry Potter. Harry Potter was everywhere. It was actually so wild. I remember my elementary school had a Quidditch league. Like a makeshift Quidditch league, and they like divided us into teams and everything because that's how obsessed everybody was with Harry Potter at the time, the teachers especially. I feel like our teachers growing up, because they were all like people who grew up in the 90s, like they really made sure that a lot of us kids and a lot of their students also really loved Harry Potter. I don't have anything against the story itself. Like I can understand why it has like such a grip on everybody. I just don't like J.K. Rowling. For obvious reasons. And I feel like that's why for me now, especially as an adult, I can just never get into it. Twilight, on the other hand, I think it's just so interesting, the response that people had to Twilight, especially after the Hunger Games blew up and became a better story. Free my girl Bella Swan. Listen, I've never seen or read the books, but like, why was Bella Swan going through the damn trenches for no reason? Poor girl just wanted to deal with her own personal love life. And now everybody on the internet is just whacking her. And I fear they're still whacking her to this day, when 90% of the problems with that franchise is Jacob. The amount of comparisons that they made to Katniss, as a kid, I was just like, oh, haha, that's funny. But like as an adult now, I'm just like, genuinely, what the hell? Like, there's specifically that one meme that I think of that was like, if you take out the love story from the Hunger Games, you're left with a girl who was fighting a battle and overthrowing the government. But you take the love story out of Twilight, you have nothing. And it's like, no fucking shit. Twilight is a love story. Of course it's about romance. Of course it's about Bella Swan picking between 2 boys. That's the point of that damn story. Especially seeing it as an adult now, it just makes no sense to me. Back to the Hunger Games though, because that's what I want to talk about. Guys, I love the Hunger Games. I truly love the Hunger Games. It is an excellent book franchise. It's an excellent movie franchise. I'm honestly on the opinion that the books and the movies are both really good. Who the hell are you? Oh, it's Tipper. Okay. I think for me personally, the first book is still my favorite. Everybody loves Catching Fire though. I love Catching Fire too. The first book is the best of the books, but then the Catching Fire movie, I think, is the best of all the movies, is what I would say. Team Peeta, Team Gale. Girl, I'm Team Finnick. But I'm also Team Peeta. But like, oh my god, that's the thing. Honestly, that's kind of my thing. Because like they released the teaser for the new movie. A part of me is so worried that they're gonna end up doing that exact same bullshit love triangle thing that they did with Katniss, but this time with Maisley and Lenore. What the hell was that love triangle? Honestly, that's another thing that like as a kid, it was just so funny to see everybody be like Team Gale, Team Peeta. But now as an adult, I'm just like genuinely, the fact that there were so many people out there who viewed the Hunger Games, like specifically the movie, because the marketing was mostly done for the movie, obviously, because it was trying to compete with Twilight. Most people walked out of that theater seeing a girl fighting for her life, facing death 27 times, almost dying, with the will to live so that she could see her little sister and mother again. They walked out of that theater being like, oh, is she gonna end up with Peeta or Gale? Ugh. Oh my god, girl, really? Fauna, girl, really? Like, can you believe that's what people were doing? The fact that there are probably still people to this day that when they think of Hunger Games, they don't think revolution, they don't think overthrowing the government, they don't think an excellent medium that really dives into power struggles and just the overall root of like evil and what having so much power does to a person. They think Team Gale, Team Peeta. And it's like, girl, I can't even sit here and sit, because like I used to do that too. When I was like 12 years old, I walked out of that theater having read the book, fighting for my life at school to be like, guys, I'm Team Peeta. I'm Team Peeta. I was saying this as a boy, by the way. I was talking with my girls at the time, because I was not talking about this with the boys, okay? But I had to be like, guys, Peeta and I would be such good friends. I wish Peeta was my friend. Gale, I was on the Gale train from the start. Guys, I don't understand anybody who was Team Gale. It's not even because I think Gale was a bad character, even though I do. It's just more so, it's like, I never saw it. I never saw it. Even rewatching the movies as an adult, I'm like, there is nothing there. They have chemistry, yes, but they always just felt like friends, because technically that's what they were in the books. In the books, they were friends. They weren't lovers. They weren't intended to be lovers. And if I'm not mistaken, Suzanne Collins originally wrote Gale to be Katniss's cousin. But then last minute, I think like her label or whatever, what is it called? Her publisher, they made them change it to friends so that they can like market the romance, you know? And it's just like, ugh. Oh my God, I saw Nan earlier, and now we have Chev. Or Chevre. I'm gonna say Chev, but like the girls are gonna whack me for saying that instead of Chevre, but like no shade. Girl, Chevre sounds dumb as hell. And like, you guys, Chev just means go. Like that's what's so funny too. The fact, especially for like people who speak French. Actually, what is her name in the French game? I'm curious. Her name is Biquette. Oh, Biquette? Does Biquette mean anything? It also means go. It means young female go. Her name in the French game is also just Go. That's funnier in the French game because it's literally like if they just named her Go. I'm very excited for Sunrise on the Reaping. Guys, I read the book. Like I said, the book is so good. The book is actually so good. I would highly recommend everybody read it. I think it's one of those books where like the Hunger Games movies in general, it's an adaptation, of course. So like it doesn't have to be book accurate, but I feel like the movies are always so much better when you have read the book, because like I read the Hunger Games book and like Catching Fire as well before I watched the movies. It almost felt like kind of being on the inside, you know? It's like there's all these like little details here and there that like you know about that your friends don't know about. Flora, girl, where's your girl Quinn? There's so many little details here and there. Like the one thing I think about specifically is just like the reaping. You know, you have so many people that are like, why does Gale have his name in there, what, like 48 times or whatever? It's because you can give your name to get extra food for your family, and Gale does it every year. So that's why his name is in there so many times. And the fact that his name is in there so many times, but Prim still got reaped her first try. The thing that I love about the movies is that with the books, obviously, they're all in first person. They're told by the main character. The first three were told by Katniss. The Snow prequel, Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes, was told from Snow's perspective, I'm pretty sure. I actually didn't read that one because I saw the length of it and I was like, girl, I do not have the time. But then Sunrise on the Reaping was told by Haymitch. The Haymitch story specifically was the one that I was the most excited for because ever since Catching Fire, they introduced inklings of Haymitch's game. And I feel like for a lot of people, they just wanted to see the Haymitch story. That's why I bought the book and I was so tuned in. Like, the book is so good. But the thing that I love about the movies is that, like, they're obviously told from the third person instead. So it just gives them more leeway to like actually build out the world and build out a lot of the characters that you otherwise wouldn't get. Because like in the book, you know, President Snow, for example, is rarely in the books, the first two specifically. But like in the movie, he's getting these exclusive scenes that like really build out and flesh out his character and show the audience how truly evil he is. And I love President Snow as a character. He's truly one of my favorite villains, I think. I love Donald Sutherland as well. The way he performed him was so excellent, especially when you find out that like Donald Sutherland, apparently he was like an anti-war protester or something, and he was like wanted by the CIA because of how much he was protesting the Vietnam War. That's a king. And that's like the perfect person to play President Snow as well, because he's somebody who's studied and like actually understands evil, and like he's able to like actually act it out in such a good way. The freaking charisma he has just worked so well. Oh my god, like those little facial expressions he made, especially in the Mockingjay movies. I love Donald Sutherland, shout out to him, rest in peace. But yeah, this new movie, I'm so excited for it because I think the main reason why I'm excited for it is just because I want to see what they do with Lenore. Lenore was such a good character that they introduced. She's Haymitch's girlfriend, for people who don't know. And like, I'm so curious how they're going to flesh her out because she's actually such a fascinating character. She washes Gale in any category, just so we're clear. Daisy, Goldie washes you in any category as well, just so we're clear. Daisy is so Caillou coded. Does she not look like a character from like, what is it called? Nelvana, the animation studio or whatever that worked on like those cartoons from Treehouse for the Canadians. Like, y'all know which cartoons I'm talking about. Does she not look like a character from a Nelvana animated TV show? Oh my gosh, she does. She does. That's why I like her so much. That's what she reminds me of. You know, it's actually so interesting too, like the amount of similarities that Haymitch has to Katniss, and like, you know, you see it in the story, and I'm so ready to see how they do it in the film. The teaser absolutely gagged me. The fact that I'm not going to say which scene it is, but they kind of show the ending of the book as well, which was like kind of wild. I get why they showed it because it is like, you know, an eye-catching scene, and like from a marketing perspective, you're trying to get people to like hook on and be excited for the movie. You got to show the best parts in the teaser trailer. I'm surprised they showed it though. I am, because like it's actually, I was gagged. The ending of the book truly destroyed me, even though you kind of had a feeling it was gonna happen. The things that happened, it's the way they went about doing it. It was just like, damn, Suzanne, you really did your big one with that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so excited for the movie. The cast in general, I'm excited for. McKenna Grace is the perfect person to play Maisley. She's exactly who I envisioned when I was reading the book. I'm like, I like to assign actors in my head when I read the book, and McKenna Grace was the first person I thought of. It works so perfectly, and they gave Maisley her bangs. They actually gave her bangs. That's so wild. Maisley has bangs. Shout out to anybody with front bangs. I think Elle Fanning as Effie is also like perfect casting. It's literally like the #1 most requested, like in terms of like fan casting. Everybody's like, Effie has to be played by Elle Fanning. And they actually did it. I'm curious. That's the other character I'm curious about though. Effie. What are they going to do with her in the film? Because obviously Effie is like the fan fave. So many people, when they think of the Hunger Games, they think of Effie Trinket, especially the gays. Girl, the gays love Effie Trinket. I love Effie Trinket. And like, they essentially gave her a bigger role in Mockingjay, because like, fun fact, in Mockingjay, she's literally not in the book at all. Or no, she is in the book, but she doesn't come until the end of the book. She's like barely a character in the Mockingjay, but because Effie Trinket is that girl, they actually gave her kind of a role in the film, which I love. That's the other thing I love about the film too, is that like, you know, they're actually able to like make more changes that make more sense. And it's just like, yes. I'm curious though, are they going to expand her role in the film? Because like she has such a minor role in the story. Like I'm curious, like, are they gonna do it? Because like the concept of Effie and Haymitch like actually interacting with each other is gonna be so weird given their relationship in the original story. It's been a while since I read the book. Definitely gonna reread it again. Marina, I love you, but I don't want you. Yeah, like Effie Trinket's the other one that I'm so curious what they do. Effie Trinket and Lenore, which speaking of Lenore, the girl from the Gossip Girl reboot is playing her, Whitney Peak. I think that's actually good casting as well because Whitney Peak, Zoya specifically, don't whack me for this, but honestly, Lenore is essentially Zoya in the Hunger Games universe, but with better writing, hopefully. Like Zoya, the character, I understood the concept that they were going for. They just executed it terribly, like they did with everything in that damn show. The Gossip Girl reboot absolutely was buns. If the show had better writing though, I feel like Zoya and Lenore would be very similar characters. They're just basically woke. They're just woke girls. Like Lenore was basically a woke girl. Her whole thing was, hey guys, the Hunger Games is bad. And she was actually like going out and fighting and protesting the same way that like Zoya would be very active in protests as well. Like I said, if they had better writing on the Gossip Girl reboot, they could have explored that better. But yeah, like that's why I'm like, Whitney Peak is actually a really good choice. I'm very curious to see how she does with her because again, in the Gossip Girl reboot's the only thing I've seen her in. And like, you know, the acting was good. I think she is a great actor. Again, because like the writing was so weak. That's why I'm like very curious to see what she actually does with hopefully good writing because the Hunger Games films usually have good writing. So overall though, babes, I am so excited for the Hunger Games. I'm so excited. I'm pretty sure I yapped about it for like 30 minutes just now. How many tickets? 10, 20, 30, 7. 37 tickets. And not a single Dreamy has shown up yet. Are you kidding me? This is going to take me so long. Oh my God, I got so scared. I thought I wasn't recording for a second. I am recording, right? Y'all can see this. Hopefully. Comment down below if you can see this. I am curious though. The biggest wish that I have for the 3.0 update though is like hopefully they make villager hunting more streamlined, whatever the word is. Let me hop from island to island without having to go back to the airport. Why are you not able to do it from Wilbur? Like Wilbur on Harv's Island has the ability to go to what's it called, like the Happy Home Paradise Island and vice versa. And you can't go from Harv's Island to the Nook Miles Island, but like they could have easily done that as well. Like if you happen to have Nook Miles in your pockets, Wilbur can just be like, oh, do you want me to take you to a thing instead? Is it because it's an actual ticket and like technically you're supposed to give the ticket to the counter? Like that's why they make it so you have to come back to the airport. I don't know. Doesn't matter. The realism. This game is about talking animals. They don't have to keep things so exact and realistic. They don't have to do that. Like, why can't we just go from island to island? Why do I have to come back to the airport? I really hope they change it. If they're giving us bulk crafting, they have to give us this. And they have to give us bulk shopping as well. Honestly, even though I want bulk crafting so bad as well, I'm not going to be satisfied unless they give me the other two things. Because if they only give me bulk crafting, no shade, but I don't give a fuck about crafting in this game. And bulk crafting is not going to change that for me. I don't care about crafting. I don't like crafting in this game. I don't mind it. I just don't like it. I don't like how much it overtakes the game. Essentially, that's why I just don't really care for it. I like crafting in other games. I don't like crafting in this game. Can you imagine though that they end up, they do more updates and then in the 4.0 update, they give bulk shopping and then the 5.0 update, they give us bulk island hopping. Do we think there's going to be another update after the 3.0 though? Like I'm actually asking, do we think, because I know there are people online that are saying, oh, they didn't say the 3.0 was the final update this time. I think they were just doing that though to be safe. They were doing it for safe measures because, you know, they said the 2.0 was going to be the last and it clearly wasn't. So now if they leave it open-ended, it can go either way without any fail. Granted, they The fact that they said the 2.0 was the last update, and now in hindsight, we know it wasn't. It's still so funny when there was a time we didn't know that the 3.0 was happening. People were still so convinced, even though they objectively said, this is the last update. People were like, no, you're lying. This isn't the last update. You're going to give us another update soon. And granted, y'all were right. So like, you did technically get the last laugh, but like, it was still so funny. Shout out to Kat. She looks like the word boo, which I love. She is so boo coded. Sorry for the jump scare. In all honesty, advice that I would give to new players: do not get a dreamies list. Do not do it. Don't have a dreamies list. Learn to love the villagers you end up with. Learn to make your own decisions. Don't do it for the aesthetics. Do it for the vibes. Granted, this is an aesthetics based game, but still, you can have the ugly villagers or villagers that don't go with your island's theme and still make it work. Like, if you wanted to, you could have Ricky on a cottagecore island. You can do it. There's no stopping you. People in real life who live in cottagecore areas, they don't have a specific look to them. They shouldn't. So why should you do it in Animal Crossing, you know? It's just so funny though, the fact that like it's low-key because the villagers are kind of nothing burgers in this game. That's why it really does boil down to aesthetics for a lot of people. But even with saying that, like when you actually think about it, the fact that there really are people out there who will like only take a villager if they match the island's aesthetics. Like, can you like it's just funny to think about. Like, I'm not saying it's wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. Play the game how you want. It's just, it is funny when you really think about it. It's like you don't consider a person unless they're like aesthetically pleasing to you. Like a living thing unless they're aesthetically pleasing to you. It's like that freaking Uglies movie or whatever the hell it's called. All right, this is an island with a waterfall. This island hates to see me coming. The amount of times I get this island. This is island number 42, I'm pretty sure, of the day. The meaning of life, and it's freaking Sylvia. I see her child. All I see is her damn child. I don't even want to look at her face because she's pissing me off. Take me to the next island, sir. I'm done. Girl, like... They just, ugh. I don't want to be here anymore. Please, show me Dobby or Gonzo. No, you're not Dobby or Gonzo. If I'm truly your November Oscar Whisker, as you always say to me, you would take me to an island that has one of the people that I'm looking for. You would take me to the island that has Dobby, that has Gonzo, that has Kiki, that has Papa, that has Poo Poo, that has Kiki, that has Lala. Like, I don't even know at this point, mama. 45, 46... 42, 6, 7, girl, Tank. Like, Tank's name starts with the letter T. T is the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, the 20th letter in the alphabet. 20 ends with E. Dobby also ends with E. Therefore, Dobby is going to be on the next island. Joey. Joey, who also ends with E. Wait, oh my God. That still works. Oh my God. My mind. It's not the villager I wanted, but the pattern still works. It's a villager that ends with E. Pronunciation, not the letter, just so we're clear. Joey rhymes with Dobby and Maddie. And Kiki, I guess, if I had to take her, even though I don't really want her. But if I had to take her, I mean, like, she's an alternate. She's the alternate for the normal villager on the island. So, like, you know, if I end up with her, I'm not going to take Coco. But then, like, the funniest thing that's definitely going to happen is that, like, if I end up finding Kiki and calling it there, the next villager hunt that I go on, Coco's going to show up. Oh my God, Auntie. Timbra. Hi. This is now the second window yeah, Flora, I don't want to see you right now. This is not perfectly splendid, babes. What island is this? I'm about to finish this stack. I'm about to hit 50 tickets. Wilbur, I don't want to see y'all in the next game. Y'all are going to be New Horizons exclusives. The same way that Porter was exclusive to GameCube and New Leaf. You know, like, I hope that happens to you guys. I really do. Justice for Porter, though, honestly, the fact that like he was the train conductor, and then I think it was City Folk, they introduced Champ, who's not Porter, but has the literal same design and should technically just be Porter, but like it's not Porter for some reason. And then in New Leaf, Champ was mysteriously removed. He's not an obtainable villager in New Leaf, but Porter has returned. And then in this game, neither of them are in the game. Where's Champ? Where's Porter? Champ is literally the only villager from City Folk to have been removed and not brought back. Like, Weber, f you. What was the reason? What was the reason? And Champ is such a cute villager too. If you're not going to have Porter in this game, at least have Champ. I don't think they're planning on bringing Porter back in the next game either. Are they at least going to bring Champ back? Can somehow like that design still have life in Animal Crossing in future games? The fact that neither of them are in this game is actually so funny. This is the first game where neither of them are in it. Is Porter in this game? Does Porter have an amiibo? I think he has an amiibo, obviously, because he was in New Leaf. So like he should have an amiibo. Therefore, he is technically in this game, but is he really in this game, girl? Like, the fact that they actually like took the time though to like retexturize or whatever all of those characters from the older games into New Horizons and still give them nothing still pisses me off. Cap'n at least gets something, Cap'n and his family, but the Pelican Trio, Dr. Shrunk, girl, like I really hope if they are going to continue to update this game, I really hope they at least introduced something for those characters in every update. That would be fun. That would be very fun. You know what else would be fun? Not seeing Aurora, but rather a villager I actually want. Island number 52. And on the 52nd island, it's Fauna once again, who is technically, I guess, an Angry Coconut All-Star in a way too, because I did have her on Wendell, the original one, but like, she's not a part of this cast, baby. She's a part of All-Stars, maybe like All-Stars 3. She gives me All-Stars 3 vibes. Yeah, if I had to do another All-Stars island, it's a mountain island. Once again, and I mean like, yes, these are my favorite islands. But at this point, it's Jeremiah. I love Jeremiah. Jeremiah was one of my favorite villagers as a kid because he's blue, obviously. The fact that I've never like had him on an island, I feel like is actually kind of wild when I really think about it, because like, again, he, for me, was like one of those villagers as a kid that I absolutely loved. I've had him in so many towns in New Leaf and City Folk. Yeah, City Folk as well. He was in City Folk. The fact that, like, I don't think I've ever had him on an island, though, is actually wild. Oh, God. Are you kidding me? I could just catch it, but I don't want to. Oh, God. This island will have my dreamy. I'm manifesting it right now. Drake, ew. No shade to the villager. He just so happens to share a name with a man who I consider an op, okay? Bella has a B and an E in her name. And Dobie also has a B and an E in his name. So maybe, just maybe we're getting close. Maybe Dobie's on this next island. Another bamboo island. And it's Sid. No. His name is Sid. Yeah. I always forget about him now. No shade to the villagers that were introduced in New Horizons, like specifically before the 2.0 update. Because like aside from Raymond, I feel like, and then maybe Dom, you don't really hear about the other ones. Justice for Sid and Justice for Megan. Those two truly got paid dust. They got paid dust. Like no one cares about them. Maybe it was better for them though, considering the absolute nightmare that it was in 2020, specifically revolving around Raymond. Maybe it was better that they ended up being Kias out of all of those villagers, but still, like, they're not even like that bad. I know I've shaded Megan in the past and said that she's kind of boring, but like, I'd take boring over ugly. Like, actually, no, I wouldn't. I would take ugly over boring. But like, still, Megan's cute. Like, she's fine. She's fun. She would work so perfectly in like a kid core island, I feel like, or even like a fairy core island. Girl, she's literally a giant Care Bear. She is literally a Care Bear. Has anybody tried to do a Care Bear themed island? You could have Blue Bear, Murphy, and like a few of the cubs and the bears in your island, and like make it fairy core, kid core, sparkly core. I don't know. I'm just saying words. I'm surprised I haven't heard of one yet. I'm surprised. I feel like a Care Bear themed island would actually be so sick. I've just been at this for way too long in one sitting. Oh my god, Iono. Oh my god, Iona's another one like Judy. Because New Horizons graphics is so much better, they're able to do the more intricate designs. And that's why I'm saying I'm more excited for like the villagers that they do in the future games. Or even in this game, they might introduce more villagers. You never know. Who's to say? I already know that villager's purple. Oh my god, Sylvia, I don't want to look at you. It's like when I'm at my lowest point, boom, here comes a purple people eater. Like, oh my god, I can't. The fact that I haven't even seen Claudia yet though is actually hilarious. I feel like this villager hunt has truly just been me at my lowest, my absolute gutter smelling lowest. But Claudia still hasn't shown up, which gives me hope because maybe I'm not really at my lowest, but also worries me because that makes me fear that I'm gonna be able to go lower than I currently am. And I'm already pretty low right now. In fact, I'm even lower now. Maybe now that I'm down here, maybe Claudia's gonna show up. Let's just get her out of the way and move on because she always shows up when I'm at my lowest point. Oh, that's the other one. That's the other one who always shows up. I was literally about to say that. I was like, if not Claudia, then Naomi. And boom, she shows up. Okay, lowest point villager out of the way. We could move on. Maybe now that I've hit the lowest point, the rock bottom, Miss Camp Cow, Miss Naomi, maybe Dobby's gonna show up on the next island. Or even Kiki. At this point, I will take Kiki. At this point, I will take Kiki and I will deal with her. I like her. If not, like I said, I do really like Kiki. Kiki is such a cutie. Kiki's so great. But like, ugh. In terms of like the builds that I do have planned for this island, there's a part of me that's like kind of changing my mind and thinking that like Kiki could work anyways instead of Coco, you know? Because like, I originally had plans for like Coco's build to be very like mythical, magical, but like I kind of don't want to do that on this island anymore. I kind of want to go more realistic because I feel like as I've been building out this island, I've been more and more inspired by like where I live, you know, Southern Ontario, like the northern parts of Southern Ontario specifically, which are a lot more rural and a lot more foresty. And like, I kind of want to just stick to that vibe and not really do the mythical, magical vibe. But like, I mean, I'm fine with having Coco on the island anyways, not Kit Kat, but like, again, I think if I do find Kiki, I might end up actually just swapping. I think that's why subconsciously I keep telling myself that Kiki is on the Dreamies list instead of Coco, because there's a small part of me that wants Kiki on the island instead of Coco. I feel like if I had to have Coco on an island, honestly, I would rather have her on Fallbrook. I feel like because we have the whole gyroid thing going on, the gyroid lore on Fallbrook, I feel like having Coco on that island would make more sense. Kind of having her as like, you know, the keeper of the gyroids, that sort of thing. Like, why not be on the island where the gyroids actually are? I would probably have to swap her out with Blue Bear, obviously, because like nobody else on that island is leaving. So I don't know. It could be fun. It could be fun. It's something to consider. I need to leave. No, you know what? We're stopping here for the day. Baby, I can't. It's just best to come back on another day with a fresh mindset when I'm not all yapped out. I still have 35 tickets left. So that means I'm now at what, 65? I've been to 65 islands today, plus like the many stacks from yesterday. I'm going to continue this on another day when I'm a few days older. So see you then. I don't think I can keep going after this. I mean, I'm gonna have to anyways, because like I've committed there's no point in turning around. Like at this point, I'm in way too deep that if I try to come back to the surface, I'm just gonna explode. So Wilbur and Orville, this message is for you. Y'all better please make my life easier today. Please. You know what? While my eyes are closed anyways, let's just close my eyes and see who's on this island. Oh, it's a waterfall island. Even better. So I'm actually going to have to like play with my eyes closed. Okay, wait. Let's see if I could do this. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to try and like climb up to the top. I think like right here. And then we're going to see who this villager is in 3, 2, 1. Okay, that was such a waste. Girl, are you kidding me? Sparrow, really? For the dramatics and the theatrics as well, the game gives me Sparrow of all damn villagers. That was so underwhelming. Girl, I'm gonna do it again on the next island. This looks like a normal island, I'm pretty sure, so I can just run up and hopefully we see the villager right now. Oh, they aren't even on frame. Who? Oh, okay. It's Rocco. That's not Dobie. We're back on another waterfall island though. Interesting. Maybe this time the villager on top. Nope, it's Tipper again. Okay. I love Dobie and I want Dobie in my life again. I kicked him out at the beginning of the year and now I would like to find him again. And I feel like if this game truly knew me, they would give me Dobie on this next island. I think this is the second of my new leaf residents that we've seen today. The fact that we are now 3 days into it and I'm finally seeing another one like who's currently on the island, because we did see Gladys as well. I do remember that. That was so long ago at this point, but I remember seeing Gladys at one point. I remember seeing Julian at another point. I don't think I've seen anybody else. This is a Money Rock Island. Yeah, Walker. Yeah, turn around, Beluga. I don't want to deal with you. Okay, thank you. Thank you for making my life easier though, Wolfgang, by showing your face immediately so I didn't have to like run all the way to the back of that damn island. Thank you, Wolfgang. That's why you are my boy. Come on, I've seen Wolfgang now. Dobie has to show up on the next island. He has to be on the next island. You're not Dobie. Ugh. I don't remember what number this is. Oh my God, girl. I just saw her big ass nostrils. Her big ass nostrils, her most defining feature of her face, Miss Tipper. Tipper's about to be the new Claudia at this point. Why do I keep seeing her now? Did Claudia like pass the baton on over to Tipper? This is like the 8th time I swear I've seen her. Tipper, who is you? I like Tipper too. She's just like the epitome of cow. You know, like when you think of a cow, it looks exactly like Tipper. Like Tipper is just a cow. And I think that's really cute. I love when there are villagers in the game that quite literally look just like the animal that they're supposed to be. Like I think of Dizzy, for example, who's quite literally just an elephant. He's got the big doughy eyes though, which is really cute. But like, he's just an elephant at the end of the day. Goldie, for example, y'all know I love Goldie, but like Goldie is literally just a dog, you know? And it's like, it's cute, but that doesn't mean I need to see her 8 times throughout this damn villager hunt when I'm looking for Dobie. Dobie's another example. Dobie's literally just a wolf, an old wolf specifically. And I love that. If there's any villager who looks just like an animal, I want it to be Dobie, who I'd like to see. Phoebe, the fact that this video wasn't even supposed to happen. That's what's so funny to me. This video wasn't supposed to happen. And now I think this has been my longest recording of the year so far. I was just going to come in, do the lake, flatten the museum area, and then maybe go on like a quick villager hunt. Maybe if somebody decided to leave, but I wasn't counting on it. And now this video was just another villager. And this might be the worst of them all because it's like, bruh, this is the first time it's taken me more than a day. I can't remember. I think I've done one other villager hunt in the past where like I came back the next day on Elise. Thank you. Thank you for not wasting my time and immediately showing yourself. I can immediately just leave this island. Annalise, that's why you're my girl. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, like it's been so long since I've done more than one day. This is my first time doing a 3-day villager hunt. I've never done a 3-day villager hunt before. 3 whole days being spent looking for a stupid villager. 1 of 4. Out of like what, 400? So in retrospect, that's like a 1% chance that I'm gonna find the villager I want on this island. I don't want to visit someone. I want to talk about the hotel again because like after yapping about it in the last part, this game has like so many unused NPCs and it would be really fun if they did like updates that brought them back. What are the chances that these unused NPCs, what if they end up being hotel guests at the hotel? I think that would be fun. That's honestly maybe my theory. My working theory is because in that little map they showed us, there's like 2 sections. There's like the normal rooms and then that rooms with like the little twinkly star in them. My original guess was facilities, although I'm not like super, okay, Shitty King, there he is. I'm not like super confident that that's what it's gonna be. I feel like it's just gonna end up being like deluxe rooms or like suites or something like that, a room with like an extra room in it, basically bigger hotel rooms. I think facilities still would be a lot more fun, but what are the chances that those are going to end up being like special rooms that are like dedicated to special characters? And maybe they will even just like show up on your normal, in like the normal hotel rooms as well. But like someone like Gracie Grace, you think Gracie Grace is gonna stay in a normal hotel room? Hell no. They deserve luxury for sure. And I think that would be so fun because I do wonder as well. It wouldn't surprise me, even though I don't think we saw it in the trailer, if you were able to scan in amiibos and have the amiibo villagers come stay at the hotel, similar to like the campsite or whatever. So like if you have special character amiibos, maybe it could work. It also explains that little disclaimer that's like they won't allow villagers or special characters who are already on your island to come stay. Which like if they're putting that disclaimer, doesn't that technically mean special characters are going to be able to stay at your hotel? Much to think about. And it's like if special characters can stay at your hotel, why the disclaimer that like Isabel and them can't unless you're able to use amiibo? It wouldn't. I know that's Bettina. I can tell that's Bettina by her fucking legs. The fact that I can recognize a villager by their legs, that's how you know I've been at this for way too damn long. Girl, get me out of here. I cannot. But yeah, I do feel like amiibos are definitely going to be a thing. It's probably going to be something you unlock later on because I want to make a room for Pave so bad. Can you imagine Pave being able to like walk around your island? Ugh. That would be so fierce. That would be so cool. And also like, oh my gosh, theory, if Flick is on your island, you can have CJ visit the island and then have both of them walk around the island at the same time. That could be so fun. That could be so fun. Granted, CJ is going to be wearing the like hotel uniform or like whatever clothes you set out for them instead, but like that could still work. You know, you can just make it like casual wear and then CJ's wearing that while Flick is actually out working. That could be so fun. I hope that's what happens, because if that doesn't happen, that's gonna be kind of annoying. I'm not gonna hate it because like, girl, whatever. I think villagers staying on the island are still a lot more fun than special characters, but like give us the option to have them is what I'm saying. And now we're back to villager hunting full time. And the person on this island is Poncho. Girl, kill me. I don't want to do this anymore. Island number, yep. And the villager on this island, yep. That's Jay. Jay's a villager. In case you didn't know that. Kill me again. I don't want to do this anymore. Ah. Doo-doo. That's a mouse. I already know that's who I think it is. Yep. It's the leggy diva herself once again, Bettina, who is not Dobby, but Bettina has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters in her name. 7 starts with S. S is a letter that Dobby probably once said. You know, he's probably used S so many times in his life. Therefore, Dobby's going to be on the next island. Maddie has probably also said S many times in her life. Gonzo too. Coco, I'm not so sure about. I don't think she's ever used S that often, but she might still be on the next island as well. The villager on this island is Mary. Mary again. Mary. Miss Mary. I just wish, you know, because at this point I would love to have her on my island. I really would. I really, really would, but we gotta keep going. Mary, though, is a cat, just like Kiki. Her name starts with an M, just like Maddie, and it rhymes with Dobie. So hopefully, hopefully one of those people are on the next island. Maggie, damn it. Maggie's close to Maddie though. That's so true. Maggie is close to Maddie in terms of her name. Please tell me Maddie's on the next island. Please tell me Maddie's on the next island. Like at this point, it's just like, you know, you've committed long enough with this video too that like I can't do anything else. I can't do anything else. At this point, I just have to see it through. It has to be a dreamy at the end. I can't like autofill. I can't just take whoever. I can't even wait for like these tickets to run out too, because like I've shown how many tickets I've gotten. Who is it? Who is it? It's green. Is that? Oh, it's Big Top. Currently, you're being a big bottom because I don't want to see you. It's another waterfall. Oh my fucking God. I'm not even going to give that the time of day. Here we go. We've got a mountain island this time. And despite my pain and suffering, I still do love the mountain islands because there's that added amount of suspense. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I've been at this for way too long. I don't have any energy, but thank you. You've literally changed my life. You came at the perfect time. Thank you. You know what's so annoying too? I literally just convinced myself that I don't want her on this island anymore. It's fine. No, she's gonna stay on Nooktids. She's gonna stay on Nooktids. You know what would be more fun though? Having Kiki on Fallbrook instead. I think I'd rather do that. Unless Kiki decides to show up on the next villager hunt. I don't know if this was supposed to be some kind of lesson for me on like, you know, self-control or like gambling or whatever. Maybe this was your way of getting me to like stop villager hunting. If that was why you made me go on this treacherous journey for 3 whole days within a day. I mean, you know, now that this villager hunt's over, I'm going to probably completely forget about the pain and suffering that I've been on these last 3 days and probably villager hunt again sometime soon because that's just the cycle at this point. You know what else I completely forgot to show off, you guys? The blue steel ramp. Historically, in all of Angry Coconut history, I have never used a blue stereo. I've never used this. And now we finally have a blue steel ramp. Who would have thought though? This video was literally supposed to be about this lake right down here. I flooded a quarter of my island. And like, this wasn't even the craziest thing this video. This was like easily the most tame part. And honestly, I was going to end this off by like decorating that bit over there and then decorating all of this, but I'm just going to save it for the next video, whenever that is. But until then, we are finally ending the video. Bye.